Hey everybody, welcome to the Hockey SKATEDOWN. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe with the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much. Let's get started. Huge trade rumors are surrounding these three teams, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Montreal Canadiens, and the New York Rangers. And there's potential that these three teams, based on what they need, can look at each other for help. So I want to do a video talking about each team. Then I'll go at the end and talk about how each team could possibly help each other out. It's getting to that time of year where you're seeing trades happen now. You could possibly see a lot of trades happening before even the Stanley Cup is awarded, and definitely after that. So, definitely keep an eye on these three teams. Stay with me through the entirety of this video because I have a lot of names I'm going to discuss with these three teams, and they're huge names. So, let's talk about the Penguins first. They recently made a trade to bring in Kapanen. I thought that was a good trade. Gave up a lot to get him. And tonight they made a trade sending Nick Bjugstead to the Minnesota Wild for a conditional, I believe it was a 7th round pick. So it was basically a trade to free up cap space, and that's what they want to do. They want cap space. They want some sort of return back, some sort of picks, because they need them. And, per Darren Dreger, he said there's no shortage of trade bait with the Penguins. Matt Murray is expected to go soon. You've got Hornqvist. You've got Aston Reese. You got Jared McCann. Jack Johnson's name's out there, but speculation is there with Letang and maybe Malkin. Now, Hornqvist is a name that I didn't see a lot on different boards, but I've seen it on this one. And I like what Hornqvist brings to a team. He's that physical, winger that can help out, put production on the board. He can help with playing that net front presence. And there's a role that I've read in articles, I've seen Malkin say firsthand that, he loves what Hornqvist brings to this team. He's definitely one of those players that get up in my face and Crosby's face to challenge them when they're not playing good. So there's not a lot of players that go right in front of superstars' face like that. So he's definitely a player to, if a team's looking to get that sort of player, they should get. And, with that sort of in mind, you could bring in the Montreal Canadiens, you could bring in the Toronto Maple Leafs, because I think a player like that can help those two teams out. Talking about Chris Letang. Chris Letang recently went up to his players and said, I'm expecting to get traded soon. I don't think I'll be here next season. So that's been going around as a rumor the past week or two. And, as of recently, his agent came out and said, whoa, you're not getting traded. Stop telling people that. So there definitely is something going on with Letang that, his name's been in trade rumors for the past couple of seasons. So with everything that's going on this year, you can kind of bet that he may be traded if the return is good. And Malkin's name. I remember reading an article that Jim Rutherford said, I am not trading him, but I'm taking calls. If the price is right, then I'm going to have to seriously consider it. So he's not looking to trade him. He's looking to bring in pieces to help them win because their core is getting older. Crosby and Malkin are getting older. They need help. So, if the thing does come up where the return is so good he can't say no, then he's seriously going to consider it. So I don't think they're going to move Malkin. I think they're going to add pieces around them to help out, try to get under the cap that way. But very interesting to see what happens with this team. They're definitely making a lot of moves now, and I could see a lot more happening in the near future. So definitely keep an eye on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Next, let's talk about the Rangers. Their glaring need is a strong second-line center. And, this organization has got a lot of good picks. They have got a lot of good prospects that are going to push for roster spots relatively soon. You have them winning the draft lottery, and I'm pretty sure they're going to select Lafreniere at number 1. So this year is a year where I've said it in all my videos. I think the Rangers are primed to make a really big move. Like the Montreal Canadiens, too. I'll mention that in a little bit. This is a season where they see that they have a lot to offer. And, getting Lafreniere is definitely going to help this team. So, they got a couple of names that they can move. There's certain situations with LUNDQVIST to see what happens with him. Does he get bought out? Is he one of the names in the expansion draft? Do they move him for some sort of late return? I don't know, like a late draft pick. I don't know. Stahl is a name out there that the Rangers would like to move. He's getting up there in age, and, he comes with a pretty hefty price tag. And then you have RFAs with Strome and DeAngelo. And, I don't know where they're going to go with them. DeAngelo really hit it big this year. He had a lot of points, looked really good out there, looked good with this Rangers defense. And Strome looked really good with Panarin. So, I didn't expect them to do that good, but them two had some sort of chemistry going. So, curious to see what the Rangers do in this case. I think they have a lot of pieces to try to move them or bring in someone better to help that situation out, strength down that middle. So we'll have to see. Keep an eye on the Rangers because, you can definitely see them pairing with Montreal. Montreal, I'll get into them next. They're looking to move either Domi, and they're testing the market with Danault to see where his value's at. So can you see them going to the Rangers? That'd be a good fit right there. You saw Domi playing for the Rangers for years, and curious to see his son going there. So very interesting to keep an eye on the New York Rangers as we head into the draft and see what they do in the offseason. Canadiens. Now, they have a couple of rumors going around about Domi. They have a lot of rumors going around about Danault. And they also have more rumors about Taylor Hall that I'll get to. So there was a rumor, according to Elliot Friedman, that Montreal is testing the market to see what Danault's value is out there. On WGR 550 radio, Friedman talked of Danault and the last 2 years of being on the top line. He saw success on that top line. He played well over there. And he's a UFA at year's end, and his asking price may be too high for Bergevin. Danault was not happy about being moved to third line duties, and used more in a defensive role. He was not a fan of that. And he voiced that a lot during his exit interviews. Domi is also playing hardball on a new deal, so we're going to have to see something happen to one or either both of them with Montreal. Danault is currently making $3.08 million. He's 27 years old. His best offensive year came not this year, the year before. Same thing with Domi. He's 25. Not the same thing with age, but I'm saying his production was better not this past year, the year before. He was currently making 3.15. He's 25 years old. So going to have to see something happen with this. Domi recently changed his agent, and his new agent tends to get a lot of money. So going to have to see what happens with these two guys. Do they move Domi? Do they re-sign Danault? Curious to see what happens with Montreal with these two guys. Domi can bring back a good return too. I have a feeling with the right team, and I did like how he played with Montreal. I really do. I think that he just had an off year. You can't just have a breakout of 72 points and then, he fell back to, I think, 44 points this year, something around that. But, you have to consider everybody had a down. This was just a crappy year for everybody. So, have to give it at least one more year if they want to look at it that way. I think he can help out this team. But if they're looking to move him for a better return, you can't blame Bergevin. So now going to Taylor Hall. And Hall came out and said he's willing to take a discount if he can go to the right team, the right playoff team that he sees a lot of potential with. And I do see that with Montreal. I really do. When they came back to the play-in rounds, they played really well. Shocked me. They have good pieces, good veteran pieces on that team. They have good young kids coming up in the pipeline with Caufield and Romanov. So this team has a lot of picks and a lot of prospects and a lot to offer someone who's looking to go to a possible playoff team. So, Stu Cowan said there's interest in Hall, seems logical. The last 40-goal scorer was Vincent Damphousse. I love Vincent Damphousse growing up. I loved watching him play. He was a 40-goal scorer, 93-94, and he said there was only 3 30-goal scorers since then. So goal scoring is a glaring need, and, I agree with what he said. Taylor Hall, when he came to the Devils, I wasn't expecting to see what he offered us the first 2 years. So if any Montreal fan is downplaying Taylor Hall, please don't. He's a great player. If he's healthy, I'll give him that. He does have an injury history. If he is healthy and if he plays a motivated style of play, and if he plays anywhere close to that MVP year he had with us, he is a phenomenal player. And don't think he's soft. He plays a feisty game. He does hit. He can take a hit and move on, and he can score, and he's an excellent playmaker and passer. So he can really help out a team. I know a lot of people are going to scoff at him based on his age and what he may be asking and his injury history, but definitely consider that. He's got a different dimension to his game that once you see him play a lot, then you see what he has to offer, and it's really good with Taylor Hall. Darren Drager was on Montreal TSN 690 radio, and he said that the Canadiens need goal scoring, and they're not afraid to spend money, as you see what they did when they traded for Allen. So it's true. They have a lot of cap space. They have a lot to try to sign some people or go the trade route. They have a lot of picks, a lot of prospects that if they're willing to part with. We'll have to keep an eye on all these three teams because I really do think they'd be strong candidates to make a trade with each other. You can see Domi and possibly Danault going to the Rangers. You know, you can see Pittsburgh trying to unload some of its names for cheap to one or two of these teams. So we'll have to keep an eye on these three teams. I think they're going to be making a lot of moves come very soon. So definitely keep an eye on the Penguins, Rangers, and Canadiens going into the next couple of days, weeks, and months as we go into the next season. So comment below what you think about this video. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. Join our hockey team. Have a great day. Have a great night. Take it easy.